married yet, Freddy?
Nah man.
Got your eye on anyone?
No, I'm not looking forward to date anyone.
Well, a man should marry, you know. Best thing you could possibly do. And plus, there is children, you see. Lots of children.
Maybe. I'll think about it. Perhaps it will hit me after we finish organizing all of these boxes full of case files.
What happened to Heather? Too many ideas. Not like you, Freddy, you don't have ideas. Well, you have one very big idea, balancing the books, and what very good idea is to have is the best.
And one in which I absolutely agree with. What's that you got there, Captain?
Something from a long time ago. What's that you got there?
Hey, isn't that William Tarr? Wasn't he a drug lord from the 1980s?
Yeah, one of the biggest criminals that I've ever collared in my whole life as a law enforcement officer.
Wait a minute, isn't this the same year you got promoted to detective first grade?
No, Joey, I think it's time I told you both the story of how I became a detective. I had just been assigned to the GCPD's new airport security just for the day to take over for another officer who was out sick and they didn't have no one else to take over. I was just a regular K9 unit. I was in charge of making sure that nobody had any weapons, drugs, cocaine or anything that my dog would detect suspicious and that they were bringing into the terminal. No drugs. She's good, and he's clean.
Well, looks like that's it. Except for the flight crew.
Lieutenant Rudy was my old boss. He was my temporary supervisor during my time in airport security. I was also temporary being trained and supervised by K9 Sergeant Max.
Now Galaxy, remember that when Chase detects something you immediately conduct a search on the person's belongings.
William Tarr was a long-time drug lord from 1982 up until the day we've collared him. I didn't recognize him because he was in disguise until I checked his ID and when the K9 detected him and his cocaine in his suitcase.
Sir, you can't come this way just yet. The plane is not ready, it still needs to be cleaned. Please go back and sit down.
Oh, my apologies, officer.
Well, very interesting. Sir, we're going to have to ask you to hand over your briefcase. Our K9 has got something.
Sir, come back here. Sir, stop.
This could be the real deal, boys.
Let's do this.
Police, don't move that bag.
I took the briefcase to the security area to check out what was inside while they detained William.
What's your name, sir?
Pit Fox.
Pit Fox was his name in disguise. However, his true identity, William Tarr, was exposed when we recovered his ID. While we was checking his briefcase out, we had him detained in the room with us and we asked him if there is anything that we should know what we're gonna find.
Is there anything we should know about what we're going to find?
I want a fucking lawyer.
We opened the bag and found narcotics and cocaine. His ID was also in there. That's one stupid mistake any criminal mastermind knows not to make. Wait a second, what's this?
Wow, so that's just great. He was faking the entire time.
Hey, take off that wig.
What, is that William Tarr?
William Tarr, longtime drug lord since the 1980s. I knew I'd recognize that voice anywhere. Heard you kept moving from random places and now you're here.
Good shit, Galaxy, you've finally captured the drug lord we've been trying to look for decades.
And so, he was finally taken into custody, and that same day Police Chief Negro came to visit me and told me that I was getting a promotion for outstanding performance. The other officers, including Lieutenant Rudy, were also promoted. Rudy was promoted to captain during that time, but the chief forgot he was retiring a week later. The others got, and that's that. He sent me a death threat saying he would find me and the other cops and would try to kill us all. Mainly me, though.
Wow, what happened with the other officers?
Rudy retired, the other two cops got promoted to corporal, and the sergeant still works in the Special Operations Unit.
Let's just hope he does not get out of prison.